We are now going to take up the presentation from Mr. Someshwar Rao, who will be presenting on behalf of Mr. Gopal Krishnan. He'll be talking on impact of recharge sources on isotopic composition and microbiological quality of groundwater. This is a case study from Punjab, India. Dr. Someshwar Rao? Okay. Okay. Ms. Saroj Kumari would be presenting the paper.
Good afternoon to all of you. The topic of my study was the impact of recharge sources on and microbiological quality of the groundwater, a case study from the Punjab region. Firstly, the introduction. As we know that the water is essential component for the survival of our life. Without water, we cannot even imagine our life. Water is found in many forms like rainwater, surface water and groundwater. Out of all these types, groundwater is known as essential for the drinking purpose because it has some qualities. The qualities of the groundwater are: it is filtered out by the process of the natural filtration, it is free from the pathogenic bacteria, it is omnipresent, and it contains the required minerals. Groundwater is found in the form of the aquifers. The flow of aquifers is shown by the help of this diagram. In this diagram, what we saw, there are two zones, recharge zones and discharge zone. In the recharge zone, rainwater when come on the earth, some of the water is flown down, but some of the water is absorbed by the soil. The water which is absorbed in the soil is stored in the form of the aquifers. The aquifers are of two types, that is confined aquifers and unconfined aquifers. In the unconfined aquifers, there are the most chances of the contamination, while in case of confined aquifers, there are less chances of the contamination because in this layer, water is filtered. But in the unconfined aquifers, the water is directly flown down. So that's the reason that some wells are drains from the confined aquifers. But somehow some bacteria were reached in the deep regions of the soil and contaminate the groundwater. But then on this base, my aim and objective of my study is to investigate the microbiological quality and isotopic tracing of groundwater flow paths, and to investigate the source of recharge and flow conditions of the groundwater by the help of the isotopic study. And there are some majority of bacteria which are found in the groundwater, like the fluorescent bacteria, coliform bacteria, proteus group bacteria, non-gas forming bacteria, and some pigmented and non-pigmented cocci. Then the isotopes. What are the isotopes? Isotopes are the atoms which have the same atomic number but the different atomic mass number. For example, the hydrogen has 3 isotopes, like in this figure. In the first case, what we saw that there is one proton in the nucleus. It means that it has same atomic number but different atomic mass, means 0 atomic mass number. In the second case, what we saw that there is one proton and one neutron. It means that it has the same atomic number but the different mass number. And in third case, there is one proton and 2 neutrons. It means that it has the 3 atomic mass number but one atomic number. Second one is deuterium, which is double heavier than the hydrogen, and third one is the tritium, which is triple heavier than the hydrogen. As we know that the hydrogen and oxygen is the atoms of the water, so it can be used for tracing for the tracing of the different origins by the help of the isotopic study. Then I took some review of literature for my study. For more than 100 years, we know that the microbial safety of the water is determined by testing the bacterial indicators of fecal pollution, mainly E. coli. Bacteria existing according to the Peterson and Akden et al. In 1992, bacteria existing down to 1240 meter below in the ground, which exist 4 into 10 raised to power 3 to 8 into 10 raised to power 5. And according to the Mellin et al. 1997 and model say 5, the pollution of the surface flow and groundwater is mainly affected by the animals' waste. Then for my study, I took the study area of the Hoshiarpur district of Punjab region. In the Hoshiarpur district, I took 3 places, Adamwal, Hoshiarpur and Nusrala. The latitude and longitude positions are shown here in the slide. The population density of the district is 440 square per kilometer. It means that the bacterial population is highly affected by the population density, and population density is highly affected by the bacterial density. And there are also some factors which affect the bacterial growth, like rainfall and temperature. For my study, I took some data of the rainfall and temperature, which is shown here in the slide. Then there are some methods and the materials and method used by me for the isotopic and microbiological study. Firstly, I did the microbiological study. For the microbiological study, the various materials used by me are Bunsen burner, laminar air flow, microscope, oven, etc. And the methods of the microbiology. Some steps for the isolation and identification of the bacteria in the water sample. Firstly, I did the isolation of the bacteria by serial dilution agar plate method, medium preparation for the growth of bacteria, calculation of total numbers of bacteria in per ml of the sample, and isolation of the discrete colonies from a mixed culture by streak plate method, and at last identification of the isolated bacterial culture by ground staining and some biochemical tests. I did the serial dilution agar plate method. All the procedure of the serial dilution agar plate method is shown here. The purpose of this is only to grow the bacterial colonies. Then after growing the I calculate the bacterial concentration by the help of the formula, number of cells in per ml or gram, and number of equal to number of colonies into dilution factor upon the quality of water sample. After calculating the bacterial concentration, I isolate the pure culture by using the streak plate method. And whole the procedure also shown here. And the purpose of this procedure is to identify a particular bacterial colony from the mixture colony, and for the identification of the isolated bacterial culture which I got by the help of the gram staining. The procedure of the gram staining is shown here. The purpose of the gram staining is to differentiate the bacteria into the gram negative and gram positive. Secondly, at last in the microbiological study, I did the biochemical test. I did 2 hydrolysis test. In the catalase activity test, I put some drops of the hydrogen peroxide in the slants of the bacterial growth. If the bubble formation was appeared, it means test is positive. But if bubble formation is not appear, it means the test is positive. Then I did the start hydrolysis test, and the procedure is shown here. In this test, after growing the bacterial colonies in starch medium, I poured off iodine solution, and if the clear zone is appeared around the bacterial colonies, it means that the test is positive. But if clear zone is not appeared around the bacterial growth, it means the test is negative. Then I did the isotopic study of the water samples. The isotopic study of the water was done by me by the help of the mass spectrometer. And firstly, I found out the isotopic ratios by the help of these formulas which are shown in the slides. Then the continuous flow isotope ratios mass spectrometer is shown here of NIH. Then whole the internal procedure of the mass spectrometer is shown in this diagram. And the procedure which I follow for the isotopic study is shown by the help of the flow chart in this slide. Then at last the results. After doing my work, I got firstly the microbiological result. In the microbiological result, I found out that bacterial concentration is higher in case of the deep region, and there is less concentration test for the bacteria. In this, by this test characterization, in the shallow region, I found out only the Staphylococcus aureus, and in deep regions, I found out the Staphylococcus and Streptococcus lactis. Same is the case in the Hoshiarpur regions. Shallow regions have the Bacillus E. coli, Bacillus species E. coli, and in the deep region, there is E. coli. In case of Nusrallah, I found out in the shallow region Streptococcus and Micrococcus, while in case of deep region, I found out the E. coli and Bacillus. In these slides, we saw that there is variation in the bacteria which are found in the deep region and in the shallow regions. And by the help of 3D diagram, I show the bacterial population of different places, that is Nusrallah, Adambal and Hoshiarpur. These are the diagrams of the microbiological work which I done. These are bacterial colonies, pure cultures of the bacteria, and this is the star hydrolysis biochemical test. At last, these are the microscopic view of the identified bacterial species. At last, I got the isotopic results. By the help of this table, we can see that the EC value of the Adambal is that is minus. In case of the shallow region, it is minus 4.49, and in case of the deep region, it is minus 7.01. It means there is much difference in these values. It means that the source of the recharge is from the higher altitude. In case of the Hoshiarpur, in case of shallow, it is minus 5.8. In the deep region, it is minus 6 into 0.39. The difference is decreasing. Then this is the diagram isotopic results. In the it means in Adambal groundwater that the deep aquifer is more depleted, that is minus 7.01 with respect to the isotopic composition of the shallow water, and that is minus 4.49. It indicates that the recharge of the deep groundwater from the higher altitude. But at the Hoshiarpur, we saw that the isotopic difference between the shallow and deep groundwater get reduced. At Nusrallah, both shallow and deep aquifer show enriched isotopic composition, and groundwater salinity in deep aquifer is low at all sites as compared to the shallow regions, which indicates that the anthropogenetic contamination. At last, salinity-wise, shallow and ground deep water in the Adambal is fresh. And these are the diagrams of the isotopic composition and salinity. These are the diagram of the bacterial type and population distribution in groundwater in the study areas. At last, the conclusion. By doing my study, I concluded that the bacterial colonies can infiltrate and contaminate even deep aquifer wherever there is interaction between the shallow and deep groundwater. Using isotope groundwater Recharge source and interaction between shallow and deep aquifer can be monitored. Pollution due to anthropogenic influence changes the salinity of the groundwater. Natural freshwater freshen the qualities of the groundwater. The extent of freshening depends upon the level of the pre-contamination and freshwater recharge condition. At last, thanks.
Are there any questions to Ms. Sarooj Kumari regarding her presentation? Yeah, sure.
What, in your opinion, is the reason for a larger microbial content in the aquifer?
For the higher concentration of bacterial population in the deep region is that the water is not water in the deep region is not only recharged from the shallow region, but it may be recharged from some another sources. It was my aim, and if the EC value is higher, it means that the source of recharge is from the higher altitude. It means that the source of recharge is from some another places.
So is that the source of the contamination to the deep aquifer as well?
Yes. In the deep aquifers, microbial contamination may also happen because mostly wells are made from the deep aquifers, and where there is less chances of contamination. But somehow the bacteria may reach there, and some another sources.
Can I just clarify that point? What we observed that the water and deeper aquifers are different. So a part of shallow aquifer bacteria are coming to the deeper aquifer, but since the origin of the deeper aquifer water is different, so it is something like deeper aquifer is formed by some percentage of shallow aquifer, and remaining water is coming from the different place. So that's why in the deeper aquifer we are finding different bacterial composition itself. Not only in the shallow, in shallow aquifer you have only E. coli, but in deeper aquifer Staphylococcus are also there, E. coli is also there, because the water is coming from different area. So since it is coming from different area, its EC is different, its temperature is different, its isotopic composition is different. So the conducive environment itself is different. So in that condition, some of the bacteria are growing very fast, others are getting subsided. So that is why their colonies are also growing. And secondly, its flow rate is also very low. So since it is not getting much disturbed, so their colonies are grown much higher. So normally what we expect that as the water infiltrates down, you are expecting that bacterial composition should reduce. But on the other hand, what we are finding here that in the deeper aquifer, the bacterial composition is higher. So that was a very surprising thing, and that is why we have done this isotopix.